candidates of the class of 2021. Of 2021 candidates. At this time, I would like to invite Ms. Alondra Alverio, an ILC Charter High School rising senior, to sing the national anthem. Please stand for the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets
Thank you, Alondra. Please remain standing as I invite Mr. Simon Panelidis and the Lower School Greek Choir to sing the Greek National Anthem.
You line up over there. Over there. Max comes up.
Μήμα μου, μήμα μήμα μου. Σε γνωρίζω από την κόψη του σπαθιού την τρομερή. Σε γνωρίζω από την όψη που με διαμετάει τη γη. Απ' τα κόκαλα βγαμένη τον Ελλήνο φαελά και σαν πρώτα αντιωμένη χέρο ελευθεριά και σαν πρώτα αντιωμένη χέρο ελευθεριά και σαν πρώτα αντιωμένη χέρο ελευθεριά.
Thank you, Mr. Panelidis and the Lower School Greek Choir. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Elias Pappas, ILSC Charter's head of schools, to the stage for his welcome address.
Wow, that was quite inspirational. I'd like to give another round of applause to all of our singers. It takes a lot of courage to do that, and they were absolutely amazing. Thank you for starting us off so well. Now, before I begin, obviously today is all about our students and all of their accomplishments. But before I begin, I would be remiss if I didn't recognize all of the people here at Odyssey who have helped our students get to this day. Our kids do need to be fed. Our kids do need to be provided health services, both physical and mental. Our kids do need to be transported here. Our kids do need to be in a beautiful, clean, and safe facility. Our bills need to be paid. Our staff needs to be hired and supported. Our teachers and staff need to be compensated. We need to effectively communicate through our use of technology. At this time, I would like to recognize our support team. Please rise so we can thank you for all of your contributions to the success of the 2021 graduates. Support team, please rise. Thank you. Furthermore, teachers, counselors, student advisors, educational diagnosticians, psychologists, inclusion specialists, inclusion directors, directors of curriculum, instructional assistants, monitors, school support staff, school office staff, administrative assistants. Please stand so we can recognize your contributions to this celebration and day as well. Board members, could you please stand as well? Yes, our board members are volunteers. They're volunteers who give countless hours to help promote the success of our students. It takes a lot, and they hear a lot, and they have to do a lot. Thank you, distinguished board, for your support. We would like to also thank the PTO for these beautiful senior gifts that were handed to our students and their support of so many of our school events throughout the year. PTO, do we have some PTO members here today? There we go. Thank you, Kaya. And finally, can't forget these people, our deans, who are tasked with an incredible responsibility and execute seemingly so effortlessly. We ask so much of them, but they give us so much more. Please rise, deans. Thank you so much for what you do. You didn't get up. There we go. All right. All right. Moving on. Esteemed board members, honored guests, distinguished faculty, staff, parents, friends, family, and of course, beloved students. Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2021 commencement ceremony for Odyssey Charter Senior High School. For those of you that do not know, my name is Elias Pappas, and I am the very proud head of school here at Odyssey Charter. I'd like to begin by engaging in a popular activity that's found its way on almost all social media platforms these days, an activity that I'll call How It Started and How It's Going. How it started. Just about 15 years ago, a small group of parents, determined to provide the best possible education for the community of Wilmington, banded together to author and open Odyssey Charter with a bold and unique vision of creating an institution that centers itself in classic Greek principles, values, and language while providing the highest quality public education where students from all backgrounds can become enthusiastic, lifelong learners, responsible global citizens, critical thinkers, and problem solvers. Odyssey's very modest and humble beginnings with a few dozen students, some of whom are graduating here today, began their journey to become a viable, high-quality educational institution that could create equitable opportunities for students and families that otherwise would cost a small fortune. A school that welcomes everybody, a school for everyone, in essence, a true community school. I would like to take a moment to honor our Odyssey Charter School lifers who have been here from kindergarten, the ones I just mentioned. Students, when you hear your name, please stand to be recognized. Sophia Allen. Michael Begato. Ethan Bodine. James Brady. Sean Buckman. Victoria Caban. Curtis Cornish. John Gaynor. Jack Keene. David Kozlowski. Jack Lale. Maxwell Osborne. Aiden Palat. Raya Sama. Savon Smith. Araya Walton. Ladies and gentlemen, our Odyssey Charter School lifers, congratulations. Thank you very much. You may be seated. So the second part of the exercise is how's it going? Well, today, Odyssey is expanded to serve from kindergarten through 12th grade. It enjoys a safe and secure campus that will allow for its continued growth and boasts a robust enrollment of almost 2,000 students. Today, we serve as a model school for dual immersion education, one of the highest performing schools in the state of Delaware. Today, we stand as the state's first ever Green Ribbon School, a school that has created a seed-to-table program that feeds hundreds of families. In short, a school that is here to serve its community. And most importantly today, we celebrate our second ever graduating senior class, a class that has earned over $1.5 million in merit scholarship money, a class that boasts acceptances to some of the top universities in the country, including Cornell and Boston University. Yes, indeed. Woo! A class with dozens of high-achieving scholars, which you will see momentarily. But most importantly, a class of agents of change who are ready to challenge injustice in all forms, understanding that change cannot occur if we do not champion the values by which our lovely school was created: justice, equality, love, and a call to action. And the proof is evident in their journey. No group of students before them has entered their senior year in a global pandemic and ended it in one. No group of students has had to take dozens of classes fully online to complete their high school credits. This group did. No group of students has had to learn how to engage their teachers through video conferencing software, as if this platform can somehow replace the value of one of the most important pieces that unifies mankind: our human connection, our social connection, the love, empathy, and kindness we show when we are with one another in person, the type of connections we can seldom have through a computer screen. Nonetheless, when I finally had the opportunity to connect with these seniors yesterday for the very first time all together, I was amazed, truly amazed, at the love and support they displayed, clapping joyously for each other, genuinely celebrating each other's accomplishments in the senior awards ceremony. No envy, no jealousy, just support and true heartfelt happiness. Appreciative that they even had this moment to share together. There was no complaining. There was no resentment for what they had gone through. No lamenting about what had to happen to them in their senior year. And what I learned most, my friends, is that this senior class absolutely is ready for the challenges they will face, because they embody the resilience, persistency, grace, humility, love, skills, both academic and social, to become the next generation of leaders that can and will make the world a better place for us all. And for that, we are forever indebted to you, class of 2021. Thank you for reminding us that there is hope for a better tomorrow, because that tomorrow will be led by you. Congratulations, class of 2021. You are an inspiration to us all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pappas.
Okay. We're gonna roll. I would like to invite our honorary guest, Mr. Dimitrios Rosantidis, President of the Federation of the Hellenic American Societies of Greater Philadelphia and the Delaware Valley, to the stage to deliver a message to our graduating seniors.
Welcome, faculty, friends, parents, and especially graduates of the Class 2021 Odyssey School. Kalos orίσατε. It is such an honor for me to address this unique and diverse class. Each of you embodies the trust spirit of education, a quest for truth, academic discipline, and the pursuit of knowledge. Your journey, or Odyssey, as we all know it, has just begun. The tools you have earned and the skills you have developed will lead you to a bright future. But don't ever forget where your value came from or where your journey began. It began as a humble idea that was dedicated to the belief that excellence in education is the surest and most noble path to develop both individual excellence and community success. And no recognition of this vision could be complete without appreciating the founding force behind everything we benefit from today, George Rigos. Decades ago, Mr. Rigos had a vision for a school that would give students the best education available, an education that would provide a unique combination of classic learning with modern techniques. It was an ambitious plan that took every ounce of energy, creativity, and love that he could harness. The pride he gained as he saw the marvelous institution grow kept him going through the later years of his life and served as an inspiration for all of us to follow. The pride we feel in each of you cannot be put into words, but if we had to, we would most certainly use words from the language that you were fortunate to learn right here at the Odyssey School, the Greek language. Consider yourselves to be among the fortunate few who were given the gift of knowing a language that has existed for thousands of years, one that was developed and has evolved to express subtle nuances of human thought. This gift of the Hellenic language is as valuable as it is rare. Consider yourselves to be among the lucky ones. The wisest way you can use this gift is not to put it on a shelf or in a drawer, to collect dust and to be forgotten. But it is a prize that grows stronger, more resilient, and more beneficial the more you use it. Think of it as a silver medal, not a gold one. The gold will have to wait for another day. You see, silver tarnishes if you don't polish it. So keep your language and all the lessons you learn in this special school polished by never forgetting what you have learned and by using those priceless lessons often. This will help you as you move forward in life and make your journey rich and useful to yourself and your entire community. That is truly the goal of education and my hope for each one of you as you move forward to the next chapter of your life. Think, skepsis, how to make the world a better place. We need young, creative minds to solve the many problems we see all around us and to solve the inevitable problems that have yet to reveal themselves. You can do it. We all depending on you. The National Hellenic Museum describes the fundamental features of Hellenism as an openness to new ideas and embracing beauty and truth where you find it. And you, the students sitting before us today, are the epitome of those virtues. Your dedication to education, math, science, and language has paid off today as you reap the rewards of your hard work. And the lessons you have learned about dedication and work ethic will carry each one of you to a brighter and beautiful future. The great philosopher Isocrates said that the name Hellene suggests no longer a race, but an intelligence, and that the title Hellenes is applied rather to those who share our culture than to those who share a common blood. And each of you are the realization of what Isocrates was describing, the ambassadors of Hellenism to the world, who recognize the value of knowledge. Each one of you should wear the title Hellene as a badge of honor. You have earned it. You are the ambassadors of virtue, of true Hellenic values, and each of you have a deep-seated responsibility to make yourselves the best version of you possible. The inner character that defines all people should be the North Star that unites all people. Alexander the Great understood this concept almost 2,500 years ago. He said that we should consider the entire world as one country in which citizens are classified by one criterion, virtue, not wealth, bloodline, family, or strength, but the character that themselves create. 2 millennia later, the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. reminded us this concept when he asked that people be judged only by the content of their character. We all have the opportunity to create ourselves. Create yourself with virtue in mind. This is the truest path to success. And with the lessons that you have learned and with the spirit you share, you can achieve anything. Make your goals noble ones. Make your lives rich. And make the world a better place. Thank you all again, and may God bless and protect all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rosanitis. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Parks, Ray Asama, and David Kozlowski to perform I'll Be There by the Rembrandts. This is the senior class song.
Well, I'm glad they didn't forget about us. Yeah, so today we're going to be playing the senior song, which you guys all picked out, by the way. There was a thing on Schoology a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, we put a lot of effort into it, about 2 days, in fact. So we're very, very excited to share it with you. I'm sorry, I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional, but it's just such a beautiful song. But we'll play the real song for you now. Feel free to sing or clap along if you want to.
Thank you, Rhea and David. Next, please welcome Mr. Zafarias Duvis and Joshua McCray, ISC Charter High School Greek teacher and student, to the stage for their Greek program address.
Καλησπέρα. Honored guests, τάξη του 2021, class of 2021, dear students, those who are here and those who are not physically here but are in here in our hearts, holding a special place. First, I'd like to share some thoughts on success with you. there is a tendency these days to see success in the same way that we see luck. Some people have it and the rest do their best to keep up. We spend so much of our lives comparing ourselves against others, thinking that we are either better or worse than. We see celebrities, influencers on social media, famous athletes, and assume they are lucky. In the same way, many of us feel, and rightly so, that life has not treated us well this past year. It's not fair, we say. Some of you may have wondered, why did our senior year have to be affected by a pandemic, pandemia? But by spending time focusing on what is fair or unfair, or who is lucky or unlucky, we can easily forget that successful people, and success does not always mean money, it can mean love, a family, a rewarding job, good friends, learning and reading, our health. So we forget that successful people are not successful because they never faced any difficult trials or suffering. Those people, the truly successful and happy people, are the way they are because they did face those trials and they did not surrender. When other people give up or complain or assume that they are just unlucky, the really successful people looked deep within themselves for the strength to continue. They don't assume that the bad times last forever, just as they know that the good times may also end. The people who are at peace with themselves and the world have stopped spending time comparing themselves to others and started comparing themselves to themselves. Do you focus on all that you've lost this year, or do you focus on how much you have grown? Do you think about the person you were and use that to become a person you admire? In this way, success is mostly about perspective. In a similar way, we have faced difficult realities this year regarding diversity and respect and human life. We have thought a lot about our differences, racial, political, financial differences. But this is not diversity. Diversity, as we experience it here at Odyssey, is not about excluding. We don't focus on who does not belong, who is not like us, who does not think the way we think. Instead, we focus on community. At Odyssey, our diversity is not about exclusion. It's about inclusion. There is no better way to understand diversity than to learn about another culture, like you did here at Odyssey. It can be challenging to go this route, I know. The Greek culture is different from what we know here. And as we all know, things that are different can feel unfamiliar. But just like with success, if we're willing to look past our discomfort and see the bigger picture, we may realize that we have grown from the experience. And education, παιδεία, in the truest and most Greek sense of the word, is not only about the acquisition of knowledge. For the ancient Greeks, education was about the growth of the whole person. Physical activity worked alongside scientific disciplines, and moral subjects like philosophy, poetry, and art along the growth of personhood. Why? Because the goal was the cultivation of a person who was able to be a good, contributing citizen of the world. And that person, the wise and strong citizen, is able to understand difference as inclusive, and suffering as temporary, and success as habitual. So as you go forward with the rest of your lives, don't focus on what you think you've lost this past year. Focus instead on all you have gained by being a member of this community here at Odyssey. Think about the challenges that you have faced, the failures that you have overcome, and the successes you have celebrated. And above all, continue to cultivate the love of learning and critical thinking skills, which informs all we do here at Odyssey. A great 20th century Greek writer said, and I'm quoting him now, "You have the paintbrush," and I'm going to adapt this to this context. The paintbrush is over there, your high school diploma. You have the colors. And I mean your skills, your thinking mind, and your feeling heart. Paint your ideal world and move right in. Well, after you move along the stage, okay? Congratulations on all you have accomplished and best wishes of the future, for the future. Class of 2021, τάξη του 2021. Συγχαρητήρια!
Good. All right. I know y'all are baking out here, so I'll try and keep this quick. Okay. All right. Greetings, fellow Odyssey students. My name is Joshua McCray, as many of you may know. Greetings, students, parents, families, teachers, and staff. First of all, I'd like to thank the OCS Greek department for honoring me with this award. To all of the amazing teachers I've had over the years, thank you for your support and guidance. I want to thank all of my wonderful classmates for always being there for me and for always keeping school interesting and fun. Lastly, thank you to my parents and anyone else who has supported me along the way. 7 years ago, when I first started my Odyssey journey as a sixth grader, I didn't really know what to expect. I was aware that Odyssey was not like other middle schools. For one, I knew that Odyssey was a charter school, but I didn't, and honestly still, that I was unsure of when I first got here, and that was, you guessed it, Greek. Prior to Odyssey, I had never learned a foreign language. Sure, there were some words that I knew in other languages, like Spanish or German. However, the Greek language was one that was completely unfamiliar to me, essentially meaning that I had to go into my language studies blind. But to me, this is one of the beauties of the Greek language. Looking back now, I realize that my middle school years of learning how to write, speak, write, and count in Greek were probably some of the most intellectually challenging years of my life. The process of learning a second language requires a host of different skills, such as reading comprehension, memorization, public speaking, and more. And I used all these skills over the course of my years in Greek language 1, 2, and 3 classes. Sure, there were times when I couldn't remember the English translation of a Greek word, or I struggled to read and understand a story written entirely in Greek. But that is how learning new things work. It was a continuous process of trial and error, and an experience that teaches you how to learn from your mistakes so that you'll eventually gain a better understanding. The nature of how the seemingly complex became simple once I became comfortable with the language is definitely what makes Greek such a unique language. Moving along, as I continued my study of Greek into high school, I realized that learning Greek is about much more than becoming a fluent speaker and writer. I realized that there is a whole world of ancient Greek history and culture to uncover in addition to the language. Fittingly, as I made the transition from middle school to high school, I would also make the transition from Greek language classes to Greek studies classes. As you might have guessed, Greek studies focused more on the history and culture of the ancient Greeks rather than the language. However, this doesn't mean we didn't continue reading and writing in Greek. About half of the material was presented in Greek, so a strong foundation of the Greek language was still needed in Greek studies. Now, I can't believe I made it this far in my speech without giving credit to the person responsible for introducing me to Greek in the first place. She would also be responsible for most of my Greek studies experience as well. Of course, this person is none other than the amazing Kirikula Mika, or as we call her, Miss Mika. Hey. Anyone who has been at Odyssey long enough knows that Miss Mika is not one to be misunderstood. Despite her small stature, she has the ability to make her presence known, whether it's in the classroom or out in the hallways. If any student got a little too rambunctious, if anything of the sort were to occur, her quick tongue would be enough to settle any disputes. Not to be overdramatic, but I'd say that myself and I'm sure a number of my fellow classmates would agree that we first developed a level of respect for Ms. Mika out of fear alone. However, once she gains your respect and she gets to know you a bit, she is one of the funniest and most loving teachers that a student could ever ask for. Finally, this leads me to Greek studies. Coming from a prospective engineering student, what I'm about to say might come as a bit of a surprise. But if I had to choose my favorite high school class of any year, I would undoubtedly say Greek Studies 2 in the fall of my sophomore year. My reason for choosing it is simple, because it was some of the most fun that I had in any class in high school. No offense to any of my other teachers, y'all know I still have fun in your class. So what I believe made this class so fun was a perfect combination of 3 factors. 1, the teacher, 2, the material, and 3, my classmates. Firstly, the teacher. Ms. Mika not only brought her exceptional knowledge of Greek language, history, and culture to class every day, but she also brought her famously sarcastic sense of humor and caring nature as well. This created a warm and welcoming learning environment that allowed students to truly become comfortable enough to engage with the instruction. Secondly, the material. In Greek studies classes 1, 2, and 3, we covered a wide range of topics such as the various ancient Greek civilizations, the art and literature of these civilizations, and their important figures as well. From learning about the origins of modern-day mathematics with Archimedes to learning about the legendary life of Alexander the Great, Greek studies allowed me to explore the rich history of the ancient Greeks. Lastly, the classmates. If you were in that class, and you guys know who you are, then you'll understand what I'm getting at. I remember how the first order of business was to say, Kalimera Kira Mika, even though we were always still half asleep since it was still first period. Of course, it wouldn't take long for Ms. Mika to engage us in the lesson and with her clever jokes and quick wit. In any given class, we participated in activities such as reading passages in Greek, examining ancient Greek artifacts, discussing the implications of various wars, and much more. What made it fun was how everyone was comfortable with sharing their thoughts on things and participating in whatever we were doing at the time. In the case that someone didn't feel quite up to participating that day, Ms. Mika was quick to give them some words of encouragement, or maybe even a slight smack on the desk if a little more persuasion was necessary. All in all, these little moments kept class light, and it made it the highlight of my day. If the term chemistry also applied to classes and not just sports, then I believe that Greek Studies 2 would be the 2015 Warriors of classes, truly an unmatched group of students. Oh yeah, I can't forget to give a shout out to the person who stepped up when duty called and taught Greek Studies 3 when Ms. Mika was unable to. This person is her husband, who goes by the name of Scott Kaler, or as we called him, Mr. Kaler. Thank you for allowing my classmates and I to continue our Greek Studies journeys. And thank you as well for keeping class informative and also amusing with your classic sense of humor, as well as your infectious enthusiasm. Thank you very much. In closing, I believe that Odyssey has given us a truly unique opportunity over these last 4 years. Being able to learn a language like Greek and learn about the rich history and culture of the Greeks is not something that many people get to say. Learning this language has taught me to think about and appreciate things in ways that I hadn't thought of before. It has given me the opportunity to meet and become close with some amazing teachers. It has allowed me to form friendships that will last long into the future, even after any Greek is spoken. Now, that doesn't mean myself or any of my fellow classmates won't need Greek going forward. Greek language and culture are timeless creations that have survived from prehistoric times all the way until today. The philosophies of famous Greeks such as Aristotle and Socrates are the cornerstone of Western civilization and continue to influence the world around us. The theorems of famous Greek mathematicians like Pythagoras and Artemis continue to be taught in math classes multiple millennia after their inception. The works of famous Greek authors like Homer and Aesop continue to be read in classrooms of all grade levels long after their publication. It is clear that Greek is not going anywhere anytime soon. However, that is not something that I can say about my fellow graduates. And I just have a special message that I'd like to share with them. Ime poli perifanos yatiskliri duya olon. To axizete ke den boro na perimeno na doti da canetes di sinekia. Sin haretiria. Now, if some of you didn't understand that, which I'm pretty sure many of you didn't, I just said, I'm so proud of everyone's hard work. You deserve this, and I can't wait to see what you do next. Congratulations. As you go out into the world, may you be as clever as Odysseus, as wise as Socrates, and as bold as Alexander. Evkaristo. Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua and Mr. Duvis. And now, I would like to welcome Ms. Nidhi Patel to the stage for our salutatorian address.
I can take my mask off? Okay, thank you. Unlike many of my classmates who have been at Odyssey since 6th grade, 3rd grade, or even kindergarten, I have only been here since high school. On my first day of freshman year, I was truly an outsider. Many of the students I saw on the bus or in homeroom already had friends, and I found myself lonely. The same day, I got lost on my way to my 5th period class, gym. I walked around Building 21 3 times before I ran into my first friend. Not only did he lead me to the lobby where the first half of gym class would be, but also educated me on the fact that I would have no luck finding a gym, at least one at Odyssey. He was right. 4 years later, I still can't locate one. That enthusiastic friend of mine was Jaden Bovell. Before I continue with my speech, I would like to request all of you present with us today to join me for a brief moment of silence in honor of Jaden. Could all please rise? Thank you. After years of rushing to become adults, we are finally here, surrounded by friends and family as we put an end to our school-age years. It is now necessary to grow up, move away, and go to college. In that hassle, we forgot to focus and live in the moment. All those small, everyday events are now merely just memories. These last few weeks, without even realizing it, have included our last few breakout room sessions, the last few lectures on Zoom, the last few poor internet connection excuses, and the last few moments to notice anyone sleeping with their camera on. And now, here we are today, our last time to ever be together in person. Class of 2021, it is my honor to be this class's president and have the authority to explain what a salutatorian is. As I turn to urbandictionary.com, the salutatorian is the person who just missed being valedictorian by a few points. Thank you, Severe. But let's keep in mind that after a few more speeches, we will be given the one piece of paper all of us are sitting here for the last 4 years, and move on with our lives, and will no longer ranking or diplomas be necessary to determine the person you will become. But let's get to the cliche part. Kalispera oli sa Evkaristo pusistan edo, which means, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here with us today. I just translated that on Google. I definitely cannot speak Greek. Sorry, Kirigula. Parents, families, administration, and staff, I would like to once again thank you for being present with us today to help us celebrate the accomplishments of all of our seniors. Although COVID took a decent amount of our high school experience, we still ended up having some wonderful memories that would have not been possible without the following people. To the teachers, thank you for unselfishly sharing your time, talent, and knowledge with us today. It is not easy taking care of us, and I can attest to that. But regardless of the current circumstances, you all chose to get creative, step outside of your box, and make your job and fulfilled and above and beyond. You have all not only fulfilled your job, but also went above and beyond. You took the time to explain the assignments to us repeatedly when half of us were going to sleep or not paying attention. You allowed us to get additional help after school when you could have gone home to your families. You put in the effort. Sorry. You demanded excellence from us and set the bar high by always challenging. I'm really light, so I might blow away too. You demanded excellence with us and set the bar high by always challenging us to live up to it. Specifically, I would like to thank the teacher who has done everything to support me, Miss Brandt. Even with the heavy BPA workload, especially when the state conference is approaching or NAF certification season is around the corner, you have been my biggest cheerleader. Regardless of all our ups and downs, all I know is if I was ever in need, I could call you without any hesitation. Thank you for taking care of me as if I were your own. To our I'm not done yet. To our parents, thank you for supporting us in more ways than possible. You dragged us out of bed each morning, herded us out of the door to the bus stop, or even drove us yourselves. You helped any way you could, paid all the additional expenses, and listened to us complain about every little thing, and even our teachers. Personally, I would like to thank each and every single one of you for being consistent, never giving up, and supporting us on our journey. Specifically, Mom and Dad. I know I'm a lot to deal with, and I mostly drain your bank account with all of my year-round trips, but I really do appreciate the both of you. Thank you for shaping me into the truthful, honest being with the guidance of our gurus, His Holiness Pramukh Sai Maharaj and Mahant Sai Maharaj. To our coaches, advisors, athletic directors, thank you for making school more than just about academics. Through sports and extracurricular activities, we learned how to power on through adversity and give our best foot forward, win or lose. We learned the importance of discipline, good sportsmanship, and how you closely work with others to achieve a common goal. To our IT staff, maintenance, construction, custodial staff, and cafeteria staff, thank you for keeping our school clean, safe, and all of us healthy. You are the behind-the-scenes people who make the school environment better for every single one of us without asking for much. You know better than anyone else what slobs we've been. You actually deserve some kind of medal. So now, class of 2021. Whether you choose to go to college, join the workforce, or something else amazing, we will all end up where we need to be because all of you have the potential to do something immaculate. So thank you for making my high school experience the best it could possibly be. Now, I can see that some of you guys are falling asleep, so I like to leave you all with a quote from the greatest poets of all times, Aubrey Graham, popularly known as Drake. You win some, you lose some, as long as the outcome is income. Your class president and salutatorian, Nidhi Patel.
Thank you, Nidhi. Next, I would like to invite, Next, I would like to invite Mr. Anthony Bosco and Ms. Meredith Hooper, Odyssey Charter's acting and stage crew teacher and Odyssey Charter's sociology, psychology, and U.S. history teacher to the stage for their commencement address.
Thing all right? Hi, everybody. How we doing? Thank you, Mr. Stewart. You're always a joy to listen to. First, I want to say thank you all for asking me to speak at your graduation. I'm truly humbled to be here in front of you. You know, I was going to come up here and do a relaxed speech, kick off my shoes, but Miss Whalen already has the no shoe thing covered, so we're good. Thanks, Miss Whalen. You know, I met most of you when you were in 7th grade, about 5.5 years ago. And most of you are sitting here before me in the first class that I taught. Mario Ruiz actually was one of the first students to give me a gift. It's a mug that I still use today, actually. I do truly do that. I mean, look at Jamar Taylor. He hasn't changed much, right? He's gotten taller, hasn't gained a pound, and went through countless relationships, some more than once. Who we dating now, Jamar? I'm sure Jamar's giving me that Jamar stare right now. Don't worry, if he leaves, I'm sure we'll still hear his car for 30 minutes. We're all right. If it weren't for Shane Buckman and Jamar, I wouldn't be killing it on Idle Minor today. All right, thank you. I met Jimmy Brady that year, and Jimmy Brady wrote me a letter for Teacher Appreciation Day, which I kept, and I want to read it to you right now. Dear Mrs. Bosco, I appreciate that you give me very good grades. Thank you for believing me. Sincerely, Jimmy Brady. Jimmy, if you've taught us anything, it's to not sniff crushed up goldfish snacks off a table that previously had mercury on it. Thank you, Jimmy. And I could seriously stand up here and tell you many stories about Jack Keane, but that would take weeks. And if he was here right now, I'm sure since nobody's paying attention, he'd get up and try to walk home. Thank you, Shane. Look, guys, you went from recess over there with a bunch of steel beams to high school graduates in a blink of an eye. They say that time flies when you're having fun. And to be honest with you guys, it felt like an eternity. I'm just kidding. Seriously, though. From the very beginning, I knew this would be tough, right? You guys made the ride fun, all right? And as the years went on, you got older, you got more mature, you got stronger. You've endured hardships, plenty of rule changes. Seriously, plenty of rule changes. I mean, what color shoes can we wear? And what brand? And what color hair do we have? Let's be serious. I'm sure Mr. Stewart's going to want to have a meeting with me in the morning, but I'm pretty sure he'll cancel that. Thank you. Thank you over there. Friends came and went, but one thing was certain. You stayed the course and rose above whatever adversities life and school threw at you. And to be honest, life is going to continue to challenge you. But as I've said before, it's how you bounce back from those challenges that will define you as a person. I believe wholeheartedly that Odyssey has prepared you for the next chapter in life. Everything we as teachers did during your time here at Odyssey was to prepare you for this moment. It doesn't matter how hard Zebley's classes were, or how difficult Miss Koss's math was, or even how unreasonable Miss Hooper's deadlines were. And trust me, I've heard it all. It was to prepare you for the next step in the adventure we call life. To quote the Italian stallion Rocky Balboa, nobody is going to hit as hard as life, but it ain't how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Friendships come and go, but the memories are forever. And some of those memories are wonderful and others are, well, not so much. But no matter what the memory is, it will stay with you forever, and the impression that you've made on this school will last forever. You are family, and we will always be here for you. I want to leave you with this quote from the greatest baseball movie of all time. It's called The Sandlot. Everybody gets a chance to do something great. Most people never take that chance because they're too scared or they don't recognize it when it spits on their shoes. Go out, do something great. Never be afraid to try something new and exciting because you never know what it may lead to. You all have done something great here today. You've all reached the pinnacle of your high school career. Now it's time to take the next step. Sure, it's going to be scary, but it's going to be worth it. Now, before I start crying, I'm going to bring up Ms. Hooper, who will do the crying for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bosco, and thank you, graduating class of 2021. I'd like to take the next couple minutes to reflect on how far you have come and to look at what's ahead. I first met many of you on a Wednesday in October. This may seem like an odd sentence at first, until you recall that at one point I was your 8th grade substitute teacher for history. I often can't remember what I had for breakfast, so you may be wondering, how do I remember the day of the week? I was your 6th substitute teacher since September, and the classroom resembled Lord of the Flies. You never knew it, but at the time I was in my 7th year teaching. I clearly remember sitting in the parking lot at the end of the day, gripping the steering wheel, and thinking that was the worst day of my teaching career, if not my life. minus the very positive and encouraging Mr. Anderson next door, it was a bit of a nightmare. Even so, I ended up staying. I bring this up today because you are not the middle school monsters of the past. Not even close. You are wonderful. Everyone who is here to celebrate you today have watched you grow into some of the most kind, tolerant, thoughtful, discerning, and bright humans. You are more confident and ready to take on the world. You have changed. We all have. Your class taught me a really valuable lesson, and that is that trust is at the foundation of our relationship. I believe that your class made me a better teacher, and for that, I am eternally grateful. However, you and myself are not done changing. Earlier this year in sociology, one of your peers told me that it is deviant for people your age to not work to better themselves. When I originally read that, I got goosebumps because it's such a wonderful sentiment. It's saying that everybody your age is just working to improve. And I truly believe that, and it brings me so much hope for the future. Many of my friends cannot believe that I teach high school. I have consistently and honestly told them that you bring me hope for the future. It is because of your minds and your hearts that I see a better world ahead of us. And so with that, I wish you the best after graduation in whatever you choose to tackle. Please know that we at Odyssey see the potential in you, and we will always be here to support you. And on behalf of myself and the OCS faculty and staff, we are so proud of you. And in case you need to hear it one more time, I love you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bosco and Ms. Hooper, for the very touching words. We need to be careful with Mr. Bosco in the future. I was just telling him on the way down. I'm like, wow, I got to watch my step. Next up, at this time, it is absolutely my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome our keynote speaker, award-winning principal of Thomas Edison Charter, nationally acclaimed educator and chess coach of the 8-time national chess champion, best-selling author of I Choose to Stay, co-author of Passionate Leadership and Building a Winning Team, frequent contributor to C-SPAN, CNN, and NPR Radio, our colleague and inspiration to educators around the world, Dr. Salome Thomas L., also known as Principal L. Please come up, Principal L.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I said good afternoon. Here we go. I know it's hot, and since the young lady wanted to quote Drake, I'm going to quote Nelly. It's hot up in here, right? So you did not come here to hear me speak. You came to see these young people graduate. So I'm going to be very short and very brief, but I'm going to drop a little science on you because these young people are going into a world that we all know as adults, that's probably the toughest that we've ever seen. And to hear these adults here today speak about the relationship that they develop these young people, it's really encouraged me to truly believe in their toughness, their integrity, and their resilience. I want to first thank Odyssey for inviting me to come and speak. I want to say I am honored to be here before these graduates, class of 2021, and also before your parents, because without your parents, there would be no you. You would not be here. And I want you, and that's the message more than anything, because I didn't write anything down to come and say to you today. I want to speak to you from our heart, because as a person who's been a teacher, as a person who is currently a principal for over 20 years, as a person who is a parent of 2 daughters, and you ladies are high maintenance at any age, right? Doesn't matter. But also someone who's been a student. My mother passed away in 2002, but she raised 6 boys as a single mom. And the one thing she always said to us was, please understand the importance of school. And please make sure that you value the relationships that you have with your teachers. And so to see the diversity and how your mission is to make sure that every person is able to experience and see and fight for peace, freedom, justice, equality. You know what kind of world is out there. And you know that you are going to have to work hard to make sure that every person is valued in this world. And it won't be an easy task. It will require you to have courage and to be brave and to sometimes tell people things that they don't want to hear, but what they need to hear. But what I want to say is to the young man who was up here, who spoke about the sarcasm of one of the teachers, about one of the young ladies. You will learn in your life, and the side-eye looks, get used to that. Your entire life will be full of experiences with ladies putting you in your place. So just get comfortable with that early on. To the teacher who was here talking about Jamar and his experiences, I said, wow, he's going to have to see Jamar after his program's over. But then I said, no, Jamar's mom is in this audience. He's going to really have a problem. And to the teacher who talked about her tough day, right? We've all had those tough days. I remember telling my students that they would not make me cry. The first day of school, that was over. So then I told my colleagues I wouldn't let the students see me cry. The first week, that was over. That was a wrap. But I'm glad you chose to stay. Because as you see, the children who need the most love ask for it in the most unloving ways. And oftentimes, they don't know how to tell us that they need us. They don't know how to tell us that they appreciate us. But these students know that discipline is a form of love. And so parents out there, all of the hard work that you put in, because I know your children have told you this, because my children tell me all the time, we're too hard on them. My friends, their parents let them do everything. I said, you don't know what they're allowed to do. But I also tell them they don't live in my house, right? You live in my house. And you follow the rules because your parents are hard on you now because they wanted to be easy on you later in life. Many of those friends that you have who are allowed to do whatever they want to do, trust me, later on they won't be prepared for the challenges that they will face. But young people today, I want you to be thankful for your parents. So when you graduate college or your career, whatever experience you have, when you get that first paycheck, I want you to go back home and I want you to buy your parents a new refrigerator that you left open all the time or a new couch that you jumped on all day long, right? Because they don't understand how much we go through, but it's sacrifices that we make as parents, and that's what we do for you. But also parents, we know there's some parents who do not get to see this day. They don't get to see their children graduate. So what I'd like everyone in the audience to do right now is let's give these graduates a big round of applause for their hard work and dedication and support and everything that they've done. And now that you've received your applause, before you get too busy, I want you to take a moment and I want you to give your parents and the adults a big round of applause. All the graduates, give them a big round of applause for their hard work. This life you're about to go into right now, if you were rushing to become an adult, you're going to see that it's going to be about paying bills, taking care of responsibilities, and being an adult. It's not easy. Many of us who are adults, we wonder why we rush to get to where we are. But we're thankful for the adults who prepared us for this moment. I'm thankful for those teachers, my 3rd and 4th grade teacher who helped me to get into a middle school magnet school for gifted students. Even my teacher in 4th grade, who we thought she had been in our school about 30 or 40 years, we thought she came with our building. And she had about 10 after-school programs, and they were all called Get In Here. But we all had some adult like that in our life, especially when you grow up in the hood. I grew up in the inner city in North Philadelphia, where the cost of living was going up, but the chance of living was going down. But there were adults in our community. There were men in the community. Look at the men in this audience. When I was sitting there, I just said, wow, we get a bad rap as men, but look at the men who are here supporting their families. Let's give these men a big round of applause, please. Because we're not all here, but they show up. Now, ladies, that's not to take anything from you, because you have held us together for hundreds and hundreds of years. I don't know where we would be without the women in our life, and I truly appreciate you, and you grandparents. Because listen, let's give them a big round of applause, right? Because it takes a village to raise a child, but the village is not there at midnight when they got that 101-degree temperature. That's grandma, that's mom, that's pop. That's those adults who care for you. So folks, I told you I was going to be short, so I'm going to be done. But I'm gonna leave you with this final quote, as this young lady called it, because these rappers are not poets, they're poets and don't know it. But in the era where we grew up, there were rappers who were poets, because rappers rapped, it had a meaning. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Hard times, friends, how many of us have them? So I rap for my students as a principal, and they kick me out of the classroom. We don't want to hear those old school raps, but they love it. So students, I'm going to say to you, who gets weaker, the king or the teacher? It's not about a salary, it's all about reality. Teachers teach and do the world good. Kings just rule and most are never understood. If you were to rule or govern a certain industry, all inside this graduation right now would be in misery. No one would get along nor sing a song, because everyone be singing for the king. Am I wrong? Grab hold of your heavy chain, which people always pull, always try to restrain. They pull you back because they're not with it. You talk about school, they talked about quit it. Now they chose to lead that fate. Now they chewing on the bone when it should have been steak. Now the purpose of the story I told was mainly to inspire you to reach your goal. Don't walk through life as if you were blind. Keep reaching for your goals, because I'm reaching for mine. God bless you, and thank you. Congratulations to the class of 2021.
Gems. Man. Thank you, Principal L. Let's give him another round of applause. And now, I would like to welcome Suvir Ganta, ISC Charters High School valedictorian, to the stage for his valedictorian address.
I have a copy of it.
Okay.
Thank you. The past 7 years for me, actually, have definitely had their ups and downs. But as I look at this crowd of graduates, all I can remember are the good memories. Tim showing up to school in a dress multiple occasions. Shannon and David wearing a trash bag monster costume. Watching a frog get run over with Cole and Jalen. And the Mesa Twins being the Mesa Twins as usual. And then there's the teachers. Talking about the Eagles for hours after school with Mr. Rodkey. Making chalk drawings of non-denominational purgatory in Ms. McCreary's class, going out for coffee with Kira Kira Kula in Athens, or getting a good joke card from Ms. Hooper, which I still have in my wallet today. I could go on and on with stories like this, but I'd actually like to graduate today, and we've had a lot of speakers. So I think the most important thing about the last 4 years, 7 years, or even 13 years for some of you is the impact that every single person around you has had on you. Good or bad, small or large, each and every single person around you has had an impact on your life. Regardless of whether you like that student or that teacher or that administrator, They're a part of the reason you are who you are today, and that's amazing. It's crazy to me how much time we've spent together, and it's finally coming to an end. I'm pretty sure that I've spoken to Ryan Laszlo in some form almost every single day for the past 7 years. 10, 20, or even 30 years from now, you won't remember that English final or that history project you did. What you will remember are the interactions and experiences you had with the people around you. So look around and just take a second to remember and understand the impact that they had on your life. Next, I just want to take a moment to thank all the teachers and administrators at Odyssey. Thank you to Miss Hooper for being one of the kindest and coolest people I've ever known. Mrs. Tracy and Mrs. Brent for giving me so many opportunities and allowing me to succeed. Mr. Anderson, Mrs. Sutton, and Miss Whalen, and the entire math department for giving me all that opportunity and supporting my math career. Kiria Kula for always knowing what to say, but also always knowing when to smack me on the back of my head. And a special thank you to Mrs. Sheehan for always being there for me and always being by my side since the 8th grade. Finally, I want to take a moment to remember Jaden Bovell. He was an amazing human being who lit up any room he was in. Every single student here probably has their own Jaden memory. I have a couple, probably can't be shared on stage, but it's good to look back and laugh. So congratulations. Pretty soon we'll have our diplomas, we'll say our goodbyes. We'll try our best to stay in touch, but we're going to be living our lives and doing our best. I wish you all the best of luck with everything you want to do. Thank you.
Very well. At this time, please direct your attention to our TV screen next to the stage to reminisce about the beautiful experience as our 2021 graduates have moved from babies and children to budding scholars and the future of our great nation.
At this time, I would like to invite Jackie Brandt, ILSC Charter's NAF Business Information Technology Management teacher, to the stage to recognize award recipients.
It is with great honor and pride that I stand before you today. Having watched you grow from young men and women to the seniors you are now has been nothing but a privilege. Today, as students cross the stage, many will have different accessories that denote accomplishments and achievements earned. Students receiving the Academic Excellence Award, which is honors, have maintained a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or greater and are distinguished with a silver honor cord. Graduates who have received this award, please rise. Students receiving an Academic Excellence Award High Honors have maintained a cumulative GPA of 3.5 or greater and are distinguished with a gold honor cord. Graduates who have earned this award, please rise. Members of the National Honor Society who have achieved excellence in the 4 pillars of scholarship, leadership, service, and character will be seen wearing a National Honor Society stole. Graduates who have earned this honor, please rise. Members of the National Technical Honor Society who achieved excellence in career and technical education 7 attributes: skills, scholarship, honesty, responsibility, service, leadership, and citizenship will be wearing a cord. Graduates who have earned this honor, please rise. Outstanding Model UN, Severe Ganta. Outstanding Youth in Government, Nidhi Patel. Outstanding TSA, Joshua McCrae. Outstanding BPA, Nidhi Patel and Severe Ganta. Students have received individual recognition in a variety of areas. Seniors, when your name is called, please stand for the duration of your recognition. Severe Ganta, our valedictorian. Congratulations, Severe. Nidhi Patel, our salutatorian. Congratulations, Nidhi. Next, we would like to recognize Nidhi Patel and Joshua McCrae. Nidhi and Joshua, please stand. Nidhi and Joshua are receiving the Senior Student Leader Award. These students have embodied what it means to be a leader at OCHS by serving in a variety of leadership roles on campus, encouraging others to become involved in school activities, impacting the greater OCHS community, and demonstrating commitment to their academics. Congratulations, Nidhi and Joshua. Will Jalen Odom and Jamar Taylor please stand? Jalen and Jamar are being recognized for the Senior OWL Outstanding Character Award. This award recognizes 2 graduating seniors who have gone above and beyond with their character, perseverance, and citizenship, as well as their commitment to their academic and integrity. Congratulations, Jalen and Jamar. Will Caitlin Weaver and Jalen Odom please stand? At this time, we recognize our Scholar Athlete Award. This award goes to one male and one female graduating senior who displayed OCHS pride, served as a student leader on more than one varsity sports team, and maintained a GPA of 3.0 or greater. Congratulations, Caitlin Weaver and Jalen Odom. Next, will Curtis Cornish please stand? Curtis is being recognized for the Community Service Award. This award goes to a student who went above and beyond to represent their school in the community, is involved in community service in and outside of school, and represents the school in community events. Congratulations to Curtis Cornish. Will Shaylee Hall please stand? Shaylee is being recognized for the Helping Hand Award. This award goes to a student that displays school pride, consistently respects the rights of others, and is involved in more than one club or sport. Congratulations to Shaylee. We move now on to the Department Achievement Awards. These students received an award in a specific department for their student leadership, holding high standards of achievement, and demonstrating academic excellence. Students, please stand when your name is called. Audience members, please hold your applause until all names have been read through this section. Earning the Math Department Award, Christopher Solima and David Kolowski. Earning the English Department Award, Sophia Allen. Earning the Social Studies Department Award, Lisa Sie. Earning the Science Department Award, Joshua McCrae. Earning the Foreign Language Department Award, Joshua McCrae. Congratulations to all our Department Achievement Award recipients. Next, we are moving on to the Momentum Achievement Awards. In each academic department, there was one student who was recognized for their determination, perseverance, and demonstrating consistent effort throughout the school year. Students, please stand when your name is called. Audience members, please hold your applause until all names have been read. Earning Math Momentum Award, Jamar Taylor. Earning English Momentum Award, Madison Bellinger. Earning Social Studies Momentum Award, Maxwell Osborne. Earning Science Momentum Award, Ariel Guzman. Earning the Foreign Language Momentum Award, Mason Riley. Congratulations to all our Department Momentum Award recipients. Next up are the Career Pathway Achievement Awards. These awards are given to students who went above and beyond in their career pathway, serving as student leaders and upholding high standards of achievement while demonstrating respect and a commitment to their academics. Students, please stand when your name is called. Audience members, please hold your applause until all names have been read. For the Computer Science Pathway, Shaylee Hall. For the Visual Art Pathway, Victoria Caban. For the Acting Pathway, Michael Bigato. For the Stage Crew Pathway, Jamar Taylor. For the Business Information Technology Pathway, Nidhi Patel. For the Band Pathway, John Philip Sousa Award, David Kozlowski. Congratulations to all our Career Pathway Award recipients. Now we would like to present the Career Pathway Momentum Achievement Awards. In each Career Pathway department, there was one student who was recognized for their determination, perseverance, and demonstrating consistent effort throughout the school year. Students, please stand when your name is called. Audience members, please hold your applause until all names have been read. Computer Science Momentum, Cole Dunningham Hudson. Visual Arts Momentum, Amari Howard. Acting Momentum, Timothy Brown. Stage Crew Momentum, Savannah Soares. Business Information Technology Momentum, Ashton DeBacco. Band Momentum, Jake Lael. Congratulations to all our Career Pathway Momentum Award recipients. 2021 Secretary Scholar, Nidhi Patel, Outstanding Academic Achievement, School and Leadership Award. Congratulations, Nidhi. The next award being presented is the Jason Bovell Award. Jaden, excuse me, the Jaden Bovell Award. Jaden was an Odyssey student who embodied a fun-loving, joyous spirit and love for life. He had an infectious personality that could light up any room. The student nominated this year is Jaden Bovell. Mrs. Ortiz, will you please come to the stage to accept his award? You all exemplified what it means to be a student at Odyssey Charter High School. Your hard work in and out of the classroom has been recognized by the entire Odyssey community. We are proud of all of your accomplishments and know you will continue to lead by example in your future endeavors. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you, Ms. Brandt. Next, Odyssey Charter School, the American Hellenic Education Progressive Association, better known as AHEPA, the Daughters of Penelope, and the Skotelis and Llanos families are pleased to announce 2 Skotelis Llanos Memorial Scholarships. The scholarships will be awarded each year to 2 graduating seniors of Odyssey. This year, the recipients will be notified by June 18th of 2021. The scholarships are established in memoriam for the 2 of the school's founding principals, Mr. Anthony Tony Skotelis and Dr. Peter Llanos. Both Tony and Peter had a strong belief that the Greek language was unique in its role throughout history as a powerful instrument of education for multitudes of generations that preceded them. Thank you to our sponsors, and best of luck to the seniors who have applied.
At this time, I would like to call the board members up to the stage. Miss Adrian Rodriguez, may you come to the stage?
It is at this time that I have the honor and privilege to call forward the candidates for a diploma at Odyssey Charter High School. Candidates, you will be dismissed by row following Ms. Hester and Ms. Hooper's lead. Please stand on the marks by Ms. Brandt until your name is called to the stage. Savir Ganta. Nidhi Patel. Sophia Allen. Jagrat Amin. Madeline Askins. Caitlin Audi. Folashade Ayudeji. Michael Bagato. Madison Bellinger. Nia Blassingale. Ethan Bodine. Jimmy Brady. Chelsea Brooks. Timothy Brown. Shane Buckman. Henry Bafano. Luis Bustos. Victoria Caban. Daniel Kano. Daniela Chernikoff. Curtis Cornish. Thomas Crossland. Tyria Haley Davis. Galileo Dasanis. Ashton DeBacco. Luis Diaz Martinez. Cole Dunnigan Hudson. Diana Marie Gansey. John T. Gaynor IV. Dominique Green. Ariel Guzman Rodriguez. Shaylee Hall. Amari Renee Howard. Raina Elise Johnson. Emma Jones. L. Jones. Jack Keene. David Kozlowski. Jake Lale. Ryan Laszlo. Jerome Madison. Joshua McCray. Leonard Mesa. Richard Mesa. Jalen Marquise Odom. Maxwell Francis Osborne. Jagar Patel. Aiden Pellot. Shannon Quinn. Mason Riley. Mario Ruiz. Rhea Sama. Lisa Sia. Savon Smith. Savannah Suarez. Christopher Soleiman. Kevin Sullivan. Jamar Taylor. Aria Lynn Walton. And Caitlin Elizabeth Weaver.
Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, it is with great honor and pride I present to you the inaugural Odyssey Charter High School class of 2021.
As is the academic tradition, a student who has not yet earned a diploma wears their tassel on the right side of their motorboard. However, once the diploma is conferred, the scholar moves the tassel to the left side to signify completion. At this time, will all of my fellow graduates, please rise? On the count of 3, please join me in moving our tassels to the left side to symbolize the conferment of our high school diploma. 1, 2, 3. And I'm sitting here today.
On the count of 3. Candidates, I want you to toss your caps into the air. 1, 2, 3.
Congratulations, graduating class of 2021. Go grab those hats again. There we go. At this time, we would like to welcome up to the stage our president of the board for Odyssey Charter, Mr. Elias Regas, for closing remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Pappas. Last presentation of the day. It's 90 seconds, so we'll be out of here very shortly. As we close out today's graduation ceremony for the Odyssey Charter School class of 2021, I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of the Board of Directors to thank our honored guests, speakers, our staff, administrators, all the families gathered here and watching from home, but most importantly, our graduates, for your tremendous efforts and unwavering resilience during this past year. To our graduates, take in this moment and be proud of yourselves. Take pride in all of the obstacles you've overcome. Take pride in all your achievements over the course of your entire school career, but especially take pride in everything you've accomplished during this unprecedented challenges of your senior year. We are also impressed with you. As you embark on the next step of your journey, take with you the important lessons you have learned and the values you have gained from your time together at Odyssey. Be bold and take risks in your future endeavors, knowing that we will be here to help, support, and celebrate you, as you will always be treasured members of the Odyssey family. On to bigger things, or as you all know how to say in Greek, ke isa notera. Congratulations, good luck, and may the force be with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, we will introduce the newly crowned graduates for Odyssey Charter High School 2021. Here we go on their way out. Thank you very much, graduates. Congratulations, and best of luck in the future.